Okay, Rivas, I'm putting you in the box. Adios. Okay, hi everybody. Bienvenidos a curso 18. You have to translate that into English, Riva. Welcome to course 18. It is the last course in the ACI courses. Okay. Curso último. It is both the ultimate in being last and ultimate in being the greatest. I'm joking, but that sounds like an ACI class question, right? For those of you who have been here for the last, I guess it's like the 5th course I've done. Let me see, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18. Yes, the 5th course I've done with ACI Latin America. And these are homework course review and homework completion courses, meaning they are mainly to get everyone's homework done. So this is course 18. It's one of the 3 review courses. I need to hand in my homework for course 18, which means I haven't finished it yet, which means you cannot get credit for this course if you haven't taken it before with somebody else. You can finish the homework and do all the quizzes though. No one's stopping you from doing that, and the final exam. And then when you take it with someone else, which could be me in the future, your karma abiding, then you will get credit for just sitting there because you would have done all the homework and quizzes and final. If you do the meditations too, you also have to do those. So, oh yeah, so how the courses go. So basically how this course will go is we'll have class on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for 3 weeks. And at the end of the 3rd week, we'll have class on Saturday and Sunday. Class will be from 7:30 to 9:30 Guadalajara time, 8:30 to 10:30 New York time. And I think those are the only 2 time zones who are taking the class. If you're in another time zone, minus or plus from those time zones. And then the last weekend, Saturday and Sunday, will be class 10 of the course and the final review for this course. And those will be at noon o'clock. Mediodía? Is that right? It sounds funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it sounds funny. Yeah, dia. Okay, that's something's wrong there. Mediodía. 12 in the afternoon. Your mic. All right. Hold on. 12 to 2 in the afternoon on Saturday and Sunday, the last weekend. And so the class basically goes like this. I come on, talk to people, make bad jokes. We do mandala. I make bad jokes. We go over the homework. I make bad jokes. And then every class except this one, the beginning of the class will have a quiz as well. So this is the class 1, so we don't have material to have the quiz yet. So next class, which is on Wednesday, we'll start with the quiz, and then it will repeat like that until the final review. Okay, any questions before we do the mandala and start class? No. Cero preguntas? Preguntas? Is it pregunta? Yeah, preguntas. Okay, fine. No questions. I'm going to pull up the mandala. Who wants to do the mandala? Okay, let me just, Leah, you gonna do it?
I'd like to do the mandala.
Okay, let me make everyone feel bad first, which is, I'm good at doing that. I'm
Okay.
working on the making people feel happy. So the mandala is my only payment for this course, okay? So when I say who wants to do mandala, you're also supposed to go like me, and be like really excited. And then I'm supposed to be like, then I have to pick from one of you very excited people, okay? So the first mandala is a bribe. You're saying, oh, teacher word, nothing is as precious as the Dharma, but I'll give you the whole world. Hold on one second. My battery just did a thing. I'll give you the whole world, which is represented by this amazing mudra that we do. In lieu of the fact that I have nothing that could ever possibly pay for this teaching. Okay. And then we say we go to refuge 3 times in Tibetan, but the English will be on the screen too. No Spanish. You have to ask Aldo for that. And then at the end of class is you pay me for the class with another mandala, and then we dedicate all the good karma that we accumulated. I dedicate the little good karma I accumulated, and which got negated mostly by making fun of Kelly McGee and Aldo and everyone else. So whatever's left over, I dedicate, and then that's it. Okay, that's why we do the mandala. That's the story. Leah, ready?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sashi Pukye Jushing Me Tok Tram Rera Bling Shi Ning De Gyempadi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Owargi Chokun Namdak Shingla Juparsho Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami Sangye Shudang Soki Choknamla Changchu Bardu Dakni Kyabsuchi Taki Chunyam Gipe Sunam Ki Rola Penshir Sangye Druparsho Sangye Shudang Soki Choknamla Changchu Bardu Daki Kapsuchi Taki Jinso Jinpegi Sunam Ki Rola Penshir Sangye Druparsho Sangye Shudang Soki Choknamla Changchu Bardu Dakni Kapsuchi Taki Chunyam Gipe Sunam Ki Drola Penshir Sangye Druparsho.
Okay. Oh yeah, I should probably introduce myself for the people who I don't know. There's some people here I don't think I've met. My name is Word. Yeah, it's a weird name. Sorry. Dr. Wordsmith is my full title or whatever. I am translator of Tibetan Buddhism. And I speak some Tibetan, a little Chinese, enough Chinese to make Tracy Wong cringe, and some Sanskrit too. Anyway, I've been studying the ACI courses for like 10 years. We're on 10 years and 1 month now, and I don't like homework that much. So I made up this class so that it would force me to do the homework, and it worked, because otherwise I'm more of an audio learner. I don't really need writing, but ACI organization wanted people to do this to prove that they know stuff. I guess. I don't know how that works. It's karma. All right. And that's who I am. If you have any questions about me, ask Aldo. Okay. Here we are. Yes, course 18. Woohoo! So the review courses are a synthesized version of the rest of the ACI courses, of which there are 15. So 15 plus 3 is 18. So we're on course 18. So this is a review of courses 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Thankfully, we just did courses 13, 14, and 15. So hopefully this final is going to be easier than the 2 I did today, which, as I recommended and then didn't do, the course 15 final was kind of hurt my head. But if you just do the final right after the course, like I did for the course 17 final, which I finished yesterday, it's a lot easier. So when this course is done, I recommend doing the final immediately. Or you can even wait. You can even not wait till the course is done at all, like Aldo did yesterday, and finish his final. Nice, Aldo. Okay, cool. Without further ado, course 18, homework 1, question 1. So I'm just going over the homework as it's written, and you can do your homework as I'm speaking if you want to finish your homework. I recommend that. That way you'll be done. At the end of the class, all you have to do is study for the quiz and do your meditations. If you've already taken this course, at the end of which you will then have your certificate. Not for me. You'll have to call ACI or whatever. Okay. Give the names of the root texts and commentary we are going to use for our study of the perfections of patience, effort, and meditation. Also name their authors and give their dates. Okay. Yes. So we're still in this famous book, which might be the greatest book of all time, although there's arguments about that, as everything, because things are empty. Do you know Master Shantideva is so famous in India? He's like Ben Franklin in India, right? Kelly McGee, have you heard this saying, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise? Who said that?
Ben Franklin.
Yeah. But do most people know that Ben Franklin said that?
Probably not.
No, but they know the saying. That's how famous Master Shantideva is in India. He's so famous, people don't even remember what he said anymore, because his sayings became part of the culture, right? Like, be the change you want to see in the world. Who said that one?
I don't know.
Yeah, but you know the saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Gandhi.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And there's all kinds of sayings like that, right? They're called adages. So Master Shantideva, who's like both the master of compassion and the master of logic, says these things are in like 2 lines that are so profound that they deserve a place on your refrigerator, okay? I saw one of his sayings on someone's refrigerator. It just said Indian proverb under it, meaning they didn't even know who it was, but I was like, oh my God, it's Master Shantideva. It was amazing. So he wrote this amazing book. I told the story last course. I'm not going to do it again. You should listen to those recordings if you want to go to sleep more easily. Anyway, the name of his book is called The Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. In Sanskrit, it's the Bodhisattva Charya Avatara. In Tibetan, it's Jangchup Sempe Chupala Jupa, which means the same exact thing. I mean, it's quite literal, as many Tibetan translations are. Bodhisattva Charya, Charya Avatara. This is the preposition. Okay? Meaning, literally it means entering bodhisattva activities, which I think some people translate it like that. But Geshe-la decided to translate it as the guide to the bodhisattva's way of life, which is a beautiful translation. Go figure, he's a master translator. Okay. But in this class, we don't study the root text. We study a famous commentary to the root text by Geltsub J. Why is he called Geltsub? Oh, wait, it says that there. Okay, it says who he is, but it doesn't say why they call him Geltsub. I just explained this to you, Kelly McGee. Why they call him Geltsub?
Because he was like next behind Jason Papa.
He was what? Say it again?
He took over after Jason Kappa.
Exactly. Geltsub means, I think in English we say regent, right? Anyway, yeah, he took over. Gel means king. Tub means replacement or something, the one who came after. J means Lord. Dharma Rinchen is his Tibetan name. This is not Dharma like the Sanskrit. This is Dharma. I think it's a place name. I always forget. Now I'm going to look it up. But Rinchen means like precious one. Yeah. It's a place, or it means grown up. He's definitely grown up. Okay. And he lived from 1364 to 1432. Does anybody want to know the trick of how I remember Geltsub J's years? 32 times 2 is 64. Okay? And if you know Jason Kappa's years, which is 1357 to 1419, he had to be born in the same time. So all you got to remember is the 32 and the 64. That's what I do. I'm sure you can come up with some other way. And Master Shantideva was alive around 700 AD. We don't have his exact years. Okay, he's Indian. Quite famous, quite amazing. Can't say enough about the master. Shantideva means the God of peace. And I think that's a literal title, okay? It's not, it's literal. I'm not joking. You know how you know it's literal? No regular person could write this book. If you read this book, you're like, no one thinks of these things. No one has ever said this thing. You will read things in this book that you've never heard anyone say, and you've never seen written anywhere. And it's like literally the way to achieve Buddhahood and perfect peace in your life and the lives of all others. So he's indeed the God of peace. Okay. Describe the principal problem of anger that we cannot see directly. Oh. This is a big problem. The principal problem of anger that we cannot see directly is that a single instance of anger focused on at a bodhisattva destroys thousands of eons of good karma that we have amassed previously, and we cannot be sure who around is a bodhisattva. What vow? Okay. What vow is the cure for this?
The points of practice. I don't remember the number.
Not the 4 points of practice. That's a secondary vow, and that's a good one. I mean, nothing wrong with the 4 points of practice, but
Was it the white deed of seeing everyone and everything as your teacher?
seeing the world as pure and everyone as your teacher.
Yeah.
Yay! That's exactly what it is. Wow. Okay. Anyway, if you saw everyone, the world as pure as everyone at your teacher, then you definitely shouldn't get mad at them, right? You wouldn't be like, you know what? I mean, you can get mad at me. I don't count, but I mean, there's a thing. It's called consideration. I think Christians do it too. Like, if Jesus was here, would you say that? Or what would Jesus do? Right? That's a related kind of thought, right? Or I don't know. Think about it. Anyway, yeah, they say getting angry wipes away this thing called it literally translated as the root of virtue, but it means like your storehouse of good consciousness. Here it is in the trans pronunciation. Getza. Geshe translates. He just says karma that we have amassed. But Getza means that karma. Where is it in the Tibetan? Here it is. Oh, Getsa. Okay. Getsa. Getsa Tawa ne Trompar. Yeah, to destroy. By anger for a single. Yeah, I guess instance. This chick means instance. Because Mikbei means that the object of your anger was the Jangchup Senpa, the Bodhisattva. So, anyway. Cool. Number 3. Oh yeah, I'll do some Tibetan in class. Not much, just enough to plant seeds in Kelly McGee's head so she becomes a translator. And Leah, but Leah already took my class. She's gonna take more though. I haven't tricked Kelly McGee into learning Tibetan yet, so that's what I'm doing. Anyone else who wants to too. 3, quote from memory the lines that describe the immediate cause of anger and the usefulness of this cause. Okay, this is one of Master Shantideva's most famous sayings. Was this the one I saw in the fridge? I don't know, but I see this one like on Facebook sometimes and stuff, or like variations of it. And it rarely says Master Shantideva under it. Maybe never, but that's who said it. And it's literally from the gods. If there's something you can do about it, why should you feel upset? If there's nothing you can do about it, what use is being upset? And it's so simple. I mean, it's almost you could almost dismiss it. And I've had people dismiss things like this. I remember really specifically. People, when they're having a mental affliction, people can always come up with justification for your mental affliction. I should be angry. Really? What use is it? If you're not angry, you're the one with the problem. Really? I don't have two problems. One, I'm not angry. Two, I don't think I should be angry. Those are two problems that I don't have by being angry. Okay? And thinking it's justified. Do I personally get angry sometimes? Yes. Is it less than I used to? Yes. Am I happy about that? Most of the time. Okay? It's a work in progress. The point is, if you have a problem and there's something you can do about it, just do it. If there's nothing you can do about it, then go do something else. That's it. This goes for worry too, by the way. That also doesn't do anything. What did Jesus say? Look at the flowers in the field. Do they spin and toil? Meaning they're cool. You know, they live, they die. That's it. Okay, we're good. Okay, next, number 4. Relate and explain the example used to demonstrate that patience is a state of mind. Okay, this is a very famous metaphor, or I guess analogy, by Master Shantideva. Some people, warriors in battle, become even more ferocious when they see their own blood spilled. Other people, cowards, faint even at the sight of other people's bloods being spilled. There is no difference in the blow that caused the wound or the body that took the wound, only in the states of mind of the respective persons. Right? Some people, if you hit them like hard, they get fired up. They're like, yeah, let's do this thing. Other people, if you hit them, they're like, oh my God, no. Which is fine. Master Shantideva David's not saying one is right or wrong. He's saying that if it is possible that you could hit somebody and even draw their blood, and they were just like, oh, it's on now, and be fine with that and even get even more into it, it means that the fact that their blood was drawn is not a cause for something upsetting, for them to be upset. Therefore, that thing that you're mad at is not necessarily a cause for you to be upset either. It is only your mind state which makes it something to be upset at. And anyway, think about it. I was just talking to a friend, and they had some big falling out with another friend like 4 or 5 years ago, like a while ago. And it was like there was a woman involved or something. I don't know the details. I didn't ask. But basically they saw that person for the first time in like many years. And they asked, and the person who they hadn't spoke to was like, I don't even remember the name of that person that this whole fight was about. And that's how it goes. Like, your whole life is like that. Just like that. I've been studying a lot of other languages lately and stuff, and sometimes if I study a lot of another language, I'll start losing like words in English, or like, it'll be a little harder. And people's names I should know. I'm like, what's their name? Like, it just doesn't come. Like, nothing's coming. But then I know how to say like, how are you in Chinese instead. I guess there's limited hard drive space in there. Anyway, whatever you think is really important to get mad at today, you won't even remember. Think about it. Kelly McGee, what was the biggest problem in your life this time last year?
I barely even remember.
Yeah, I know. That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It was such a big problem, but you don't even remember. No. So it couldn't self-existently be a big problem, or you'd be like, oh, January 25th, 2020, let me tell you, You have no idea. And none of us really do. I mean, I could come up with something, but I'm not upset about it anymore. Someone's asking me a question via telephone. Okay. Here we go. Could an uncreated, unchanging being ever create itself? What do you think, Leah?
Can you say that again? Can an unchanging, uncreated being create itself?
Yeah.
No, because I mean, there's like there's a before and after, there's a narrative in there, and that in itself is changing. So, no.
Exactly. What's the even more basic thing I think little kids would come up with? Why could that being create themselves? Changing or otherwise?
I don't know. I think a little kid might come up with something like there has to be like a father and a mother, and you've only got like one thing. That's not what you're looking for?
No, think about it. Why couldn't I create myself? Anyone?
You have to exist to create yourself.
Yeah, you're not there to create yourself. How are you going to create yourself? So, I'm sorry, Christianity. I got some issues, okay? I'm not going to rail on them too much. Here's the thing about Christianity. Okay, obviously there's some extreme holes in the logic there, but what is the value of telling someone that there's some white dude in the sky with a big beard that is going to smite you if you do bad things?
You want the skeptical view or the not skeptical view?
No, like if you were the Buddha or Jesus, why would you say that if you understood emptiness perfectly?
To prevent people from do wrong things.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you tell them the whole? So Riva said that too. Good, but Hasso, why wouldn't you just tell them about karma and emptiness if you knew it perfectly?
I don't know. I guess it's like Buddha taught in different levels for different capacities.
Exactly. So do you know the capacity under the lowest Buddhist view?
No, what do you mean?
There's a big white dude in the sky with a lightning bolt that's going to strike you. Yeah. It's just a worldview that's slightly lower than the Buddhist views, but it doesn't mean it doesn't have value. It just means they're not ready to talk about things changing and things lacking a nature which doesn't change. You understand? So, and if people are already in a tradition where they believe in something like that, you're like my mom is really Christian, because Jesus said all this stuff, but then he's just like, yeah, and God, yeah, sure, just be nice, you know. So in the meanwhile, it's all good. Okay. Could an uncreated, unchanging thing ever produce something else? Here's a question. Obviously, no. But why are we even talking about this? Why is this important? This is in the chapter on patience. Why is it important? Master Shantideva is brilliant, beyond brilliant. Why would he say, okay, we're going to talk about patience. All right, did an unchanging thing create itself? That's the first thing that's... If you were asking about patience, and then they start talking about God, what's the correlation there?
They're going to have these ideas, and we have to, draw them through and like draw them up to another level, and, be able to refute some of the lower ideas.
That's completely true. And there's more. Here, I'll start even more basic. What does patience, the perfection of patience, mean in Buddhism? Does it mean waiting for the bus, for instance?
No,
Okay.
not getting angry.
Not getting angry. Okay. Hence our previous answer right here, number 2. What does God have to do with your anger?
Understanding where things come from.
What does that have to do with your anger, Kelly McGee?
Because if you want to try to stop your anger, you need to know where it comes from.
You have to know where your anger comes from?
Yeah. If you don't want to have it.
I would say that's helpful, but I would say something even more helpful is knowing where the things that you're getting angry at come from.
True.
Because then you won't need the anger. You'll solve. You feed 2 birds with 1 scone. Okay. That's not my joke, but it's a good one, so I stole it. Okay, so that's the point here. So then you have to determine, well, where did all this stuff come from? Did it come from an uncreated, unchanging being that created itself? Why not?
That type of being can't exist.
Yay! Perfect. Well, did that being that can't exist produce other things?
No.
Yeah, exactly. The kind of being that can't exist also didn't produce other things that exist. Got it? Like your mom who gets on your nerves, who lives with you in the next room. Okay? It's not God's fault. It's definitely yours. Mine is the yours in this case, okay? Not her, my anger, and the fact that she's annoying sometimes. Okay, good. Number 7. Could an uncreated, unchanging being ever experience or be aware of another object? Where's Aldo? Aldo, you there?
Yes.
I want Aldo to answer this one. Answer this one, Aldo.
What question?
What? What are you doing over there?
No, homework, but what question is?
You doing the final?
No,
We're not at the final yet.
no.
Number 7. I hid the answer.
Okay, number 7.
Could an uncreated, unchanging being ever experience or be aware of another object, of any other object?
No, because the fact of being aware would involve some changing. Therefore, it could not be unchanging.
So wait, you're saying awareness involves changing?
Awareness of changing objects, yes, involves changing.
But awareness of unchanging objects doesn't involve changing?
No, it also involves changing.
Oh, okay.
Awareness per se involves changing. To being aware.
So you're saying consciousness involves changing?
Yes.
So your consciousness now is different than your consciousness in 2 seconds?
Yes.
So you're saying consciousness itself changes?
Yes.
So because I'm looking at Revis and not you, I have different consciousness?
Yes, different eye consciousness, yes.
Say yes or no, okay?
Yes. Yes.
your reasons.
Yes.
So you're saying human consciousness is different just because it's looking at something else?
Yes.
So consciousness is something that's not consciousness when you're looking at something else?
Consciousness is something that is not conscious. No.
You just said consciousness changes. So you're saying consciousness itself becomes something else when you're looking at something different.
No, I didn't say that.
You said consciousness changes when you look at something else, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that consciousness stops being consciousness. It's just consciousness seeing something.
Yeah, consciousness seeing something. So it's still consciousness, yes or no?
Yes.
So it didn't change from being not something different than consciousness, yes or no?
Yes.
So consciousness does not change when it looks at different things. Okay, I got you. No worries. Yeah, Aldo's right. So although he didn't win the debate because I tricked him. Just because consciousness changes doesn't mean it changes into something else, of course, right, Aldo?
Yeah.
Yeah, a changing object can change and still be itself.
Yes.
But and something can fluctuate and still have the same quality of being a thing, right?
Yep.
Hence everything except like 3 things in the universe. Okay, anyway, the idea here is that, of course, an uncreated, first of all, if it's uncreated, it doesn't exist anyway. So that's, the whole thing's ridiculous, but unchanging. Anyway, is there anything that, it's like unchanging being? I mean, that doesn't even really make sense if you think about it, right? I guess unless it's one of the 3 things that doesn't change. Anyway, the point here is that if it's an unchanging being, meaning it's something that just exists somehow without being created and exists forever, etc. How could it actually witness an object? Because when you witness something, there's part of you that has to change to witness it. That's witnessing, right? That's how we have experiences in life, because experience is based upon things that happen to us or around us or we perceive. Think about it. Okay, 8. Could our world or the objects and people in it who make us angry ever have been created without a cause? Who else can I pick on? I'm sick of picking on Aldo. And I mean, not totally. I just don't want to do it too much. Many people are on Spanish channel, so Tracy Wong, I'm bothering you now. Jinbei Hama?
老师，我不会。
会。Okay. 会的. What do you think? Could our world or the objects and people in it who make us angry ever have been created without a cause?
No, there should have a reason, a cause.
I mean, why?
Mm,
I didn't answer.
因果。
英国, oh. 不会说英国?英国, yeah, 对. Yeah, you're right, cause and effect, perfect. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, you're right, 英国. Yeah, every effect has a cause and every cause has an effect.
Thank you.
Okay, I thought you said England. I thought you said Yingguo, which is England. And Yingguo means cause and effect in Chinese. Thank you. You're totally right. It's completely illogical and impossible for a changing thing not to have been created by a cause, because that's what it means to be a changing thing, to have a cause, essentially. All right. 9, name the direct cause for our pain when someone hits us with a stick, and then the thing which impelled this direct cause, and which should we be angry at? And at which should we be angry? Okay, so this is very famous Master Shantideva logic, unbelievable, powerful, perfect. And it's like, what do people say? Every time there's a mass shooting, I mean, after they say thoughts and prayers, they say, guns don't kill people, people kill people. Isn't that what the gun rights people say? They're like, there's got some weird logic. I mean, weird to me at least. Meaning, like, if you take away guns, that's not going to solve the problem. People are the problem. Hey, I agree with that. People are definitely the problem. All right. But by the way, it's really easy to kill somebody with a gun. I mean, even on accident. Okay. Try to kill someone with like a lead pipe. It takes a lot of follow through. Okay. You're going to have to like keep going in the face of some nastiness, some brutality, right? Or some other implement, even a knife or something. Your stomach's going to turn unless you really are like, homicidally insane. But just pulling a trigger takes almost no thought or effort. And so that's part of the argument as well. But what Master Shantideva is saying here is, hey, some guys come, you're in the rough part of town, okay? Maybe you don't have a rough part of town, I don't know. There's a couple in the Philadelphia area here. You're in the rough part of town, you go on the wrong block, everything's blocks in Philly, and some dudes roll up on you, they're like, yo, what are you doing on this block? You're like, I took a wrong turn, I'm so sorry. They're like, nah, ain't going down like that. And they got pipes, they got sticks. I don't know where people get these lead pipes, okay? And they hit you with them. And you're like, no, stop, that really hurts. Why are you hitting me, right? And then eventually they stop, you get the mess, they figured you got the message, don't come on this block. And you get up, okay? And then if you're angry, if you're upset at that point, you're gonna be like, stupid lead pipes, it's all your fault. Is anyone ever gonna do that? No one's gonna do that. First of all, you're gonna run away as best you can at that point. And if you're gonna be upset with anyone, you're gonna be upset with whom?
Swinging the lead pipe.
Not the lead pipe, like the people who beat you up. Who?
That's what I said. Yeah, the people swinging the lead pipe.
Oh, sorry. I think you're a.
Oh,
thing.
sorry.
The mute sometimes cuts the beginning of sentences off. Yeah. Exactly. The people who swung the lead pipe, right? So Geshe-la says the direct cause of our pain is the stick or whatever, meaning whatever implement. The thing that impels it is the anger of the person who swings it. So we should be angry not at the person or the stick. So again, so a regular person would be angry. So someone who got beat by somebody, hit by somebody, would be angry at the person, right? But then Master Shantideva is like, well, take it a step further. What is the thing that made them hit you in the first place, right? And that would be their anger. And how can we take it even a step further than that?
You are also feeling anger.
Yeah, totally. But for the other person, if it's their anger, what's the next step from that?
For them or for you?
For them.
That then you should blame their anger, but not them.
Right, but why were they angry?
Oh,
Maybe Rivas wrote something. Yeah, Rivas did it. Yeah, their karma. And like, I've been hanging out with my family a lot, which has some problems within there, but has some benefits too. And I'm getting angrier more than I usually do. And but then the more and more I hang out with them, I'm like, especially I'm teaching ACI and hanging out with them, so I teach emptiness, and then I get angry at them, and I'm like, wait a second, something's wrong. But what I realize more and more is that I could get upset at them, which I do from time to time, but actually, of course, it's my projections, etc., but they can't help themselves. Whatever they're doing that annoys you from their side, they can't stop. So there's really no use. I mean, if you can't deal with it, then just walk away. If you can't be happy, and that's where that's where boundaries come in. What does Master Shanti Davis say about boundaries? For instance, in giving.
start with vegetables.
Yeah. If you're gonna get rage out every time your mom says something, don't live with her. Go away, get your own place. Okay. Or whatever it is, create a boundary, whatever the distance is, where you can still do your bodhisattva activity, keep your vows, practice the perfections, do your studies, do your yoga, etc. Whatever your practice is, without destroying all your good karma every 3 days or something like that. But then ultimately, what is the real problem?
Your own karma.
Yay! Just say seeds. You'll always be right. Okay. Give the reasoning that Master Shantideva gives to demonstrate that we should cherish the opportunity which we get to practice the Dharma when we meet irritating people. Which reminds me, Aldo, can I move back in with you?
Yes.
I'm joking. I already burned off all those bad seeds. I'm joking. You're awesome. Okay. Those who actually, Aldo's one of the best people you could ever live with, ever. Just so everyone knows, I'm totally joking. And he let me use his whole house, even though I'm grumpy. I can be a blankety blank, and I eat all his food when he's not home. Those who give us a chance to practice patience are relatively much more rare than poor people, since if we do not respond with anger, then we cannot meet them in the future. I wish people who gave me a chance to practice patience were rare. They're not. They're only rare because I avoid all of humanity, except via Zoom. All right. Yeah, Master Shantideva says something amazing here. What does he? Yeah, what does he say about irritating people? Does anyone remember? I don't.
He says they're very precious and rare.
Yeah, they're like some kind of like jewel or something, right? And they'd only be rare if what? if you were actually not getting angry, if you get angry all the time, they're not going to be rare, okay?
Yeah.
They're not going to be rare. Everyone's going to be annoying. I can attest to this. Not that any of you ever annoy me. Okay, 11. Name the single highest method of repaying the kindness of the Buddhas. Doing good to living beings is the single highest method. Okay, but how about, what is the easiest way, what is the best state of mind to have to do good easily? Gaussian. Happiness. Okay? If you want to help people, be happy, okay? It's much easier to help people when you're happy. I don't know because I'm not happy, but I know it's hard when you're unhappy. So I figure it looks easy for Rivas. So I aspire to be like Rivas one day. He's got like kids and a wife and businesses, and I think his mother-in-law lives with him. I mean, it's crazy. Like, look, he's still smiling. He's smiling now. How's he doing that? It's weird. I don't have any of that stuff, and I'm like, Kelly McGee, all full of rage. So this is what the ACI course says right here, and it's true. And my holy teacher says the highest repayment for your teacher is to be happy. You know, and the only way to be happy is by doing good deeds for others anyway. So, you know, it's a loop. I don't know which came first. All right. 12. How many questions are in this? I want to take a nap. Okay, almost done. 12. Give the brief definition of effort stated in Master Shantideva's root text. Famous, 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 famous. Okay? If you want to make some money in Geshe-la's class, this is one he loves to ask. Which, speaking of which, the mixed nuts will be having their triannual term. We are translating about 10 books, although one translator has moved on to their second book. A second translator, me, has moved on to the second book. A third translator is doing 2 books at once, like that. So we're actually getting stuff done, which is weird for humans, you know? Usually people just like watch Netflix and die. No, it's hard to get stuff done. Try to actually accomplish something like worthwhile. Or talk to people who do. Like if you're part of the 3 Jewels, talk to Rachel and Hector and Steven and them. It's hard work getting things done. If you live in Singapore or Malaysia, talk to Sugang and those people. They work really hard. It's like crazy how hard they work to get like to produce one thing, one program or something. You know, if you're in Guadalajara, talk to Aldo. You know, they've produced many, many Dharma events and stuff. It's hard, you know? They seem to have fun at it, but it's difficult. So here we go. Let's learn some Tibetan. You ready? Everybody unmute your mic. We're all gonna make a lot of noise now. Ready? Okay, here we go. Say Tsun. Kang. Ela. Troao. Okay, mute your mic. Mute, mute. Okay, thank you. So here's the Tibetan. Tsun is short for tsundru, which means effort, joyful effort. Kong is a question. It's like, what is that? It's gela, or just gay. What is a gela as a word? I don't know. Interesting. I don't know why Geshe will combine that. Gay means good effort. La means preposition. And troa is like joy or like happiness. And then O is just a period. So what's effort? It's being happy doing good stuff. So does it take effort to rebuild a car? Yeah, it's a lot of effort. Is that necessarily the fourth perfection called joyful effort? No. Why not?
Depends on your intention, or like whether you're doing it for good.
Exactly. Totally.
Maybe you're not doing good.
Maybe you're building an evil car. Okay, who knows? Okay.
Maybe you're a mechanic who doesn't actually fix the right thing.
Oh my God, I gotta tell you a funny story. I had this van for a little while when I lived in Arizona, which someone gave to me, by the way, okay? Just to be honest. And it worked. It was a nice van. It was a minivan, which is kind of funny. I drove it around for a couple years, but and I had a mechanic on 11th Street or in downtown Phoenix, which people thought was a rough neighborhood, but they weren't from Philadelphia. It was like really nice, actually. Anyway, at the end of my street was a mechanic. So one day I just went to him. I was like, can you, change my oil? Yeah, he's like, yeah, whatever. And he was this Mexicano guy. Turned out to be super cool. Love this guy. And his kids work there, and he was using this money from his shop to send them to school. They were all becoming like mechanical engineers and stuff. So I got to meet a bunch of his family over the years, coming in and practice my Spanish. And anyway, one day I just had to do an oil change or something, and my homie was with me. So, oil change takes like half hour or whatever. So we just kind of kicked it by the shop, which I'd done many times. And I thought something was broken or something, and it wasn't. I asked him to do something else, like change the fluids or something. And and he was like, no, this is less than it should have been. Like, we don't need to do this. And he took like, I don't know, like 30 or 50 bucks off the price. I was like, oh, okay, thanks. And we were leaving, and my boy, who's Buddhist and studied ACI courses and stuff too, so knows about this material, was like, word. I was like, what? He's like, most people's mechanics are trying to steal from them. Yours just gave you money back. I was like, people's mechanics steal from them? Like, I've heard of that, but like, that's weird. Okay, it's like that. Okay, if you at least try to help people, you're gonna meet mechanics that give you discounts and don't try to steal from you. Okay, 13. Give the definition of innate Buddha nature, which is what guarantees that we will become a Buddha. Then explain why it provides us this guarantee. Okay, this is famous. Somebody explain what Buddha nature is. We only have one more question after this, so. We have time. What's Buddha nature? Forget. Anybody?
Yo,
Bien. Oh,
sí. Es la naturaleza con las que todos nacemos y que tenemos la capacidad y la opción de podernos convertirnos en un ser iluminado.
I'm gonna translate. She said it's the nature with which all of us are born and with which we can become a
No sé
complete
yo.
being.
Who's that? Alejandra?
Tanya.
Oh, Tanya.
Tania.
Hola, Tanya. Yeah.
Hola.
Exactly. Buddha nature is, if you just make it simple, you can just say la vacuidad, the emptiness of you. But because of that emptiness, we can become Buddhas if we have the right karma. So wait, does Buddha nature mean that we are already Buddhas?
Ok, faltó completarla.
Gracias, Tanya. No, asking everyone, does Buddha nature mean that we are already Buddhas?
No, absolutely not, but we can say we have already 12.5% of the Buddha's body.
I was going to say something exactly.
Pues nacemos con eso, pero tenemos que desarrollarlo.
She says we're born with that, but
Tenemos la capacidad para
but we have
desarrollar
to
eso
develop
y podernos convertir en un ser iluminado.
we have to develop it and be able to become an enlightened.
Good, exacto. Gracias, Tanya. And yes, Aldo, but it's not 12.5, it's 25%. Right?
Yeah.
1/4. Don't make me have a math class too, okay? You're the architect, you can do it. Okay, 14. Quote the verse that Master Shantideva uses to describe how to become accustomed to great bodhisattva deeds gradually. Oh, yay! We did it. We made it to the greatest quote, which I think of all the time. I don't even give vegetables. I'm too cheap for that, but if you're generous enough to give vegetables, you should give them. If not, just do what you can. Here's what Master Shantideva says. The guide has sent us at the beginning to do our acts of giving with vegetables and the like. When we become accustomed to that, then later on we'll gradually be able to give away even our flesh. Oh. Okay, do not give flesh offerings unless you're a high bodhisattva, okay? Do not. Do not send me part of your ear in the mail. I don't want it. Please. But what do high bodhisattvas feel when they give someone their eye or their kidney or their spleen or their heart or whatever?
Joy.
They feel tsum gang gela trowa o.
Tsun, not tsun, tsun. Say tsun.
Tsun.
Yeah, good. Not gang, kang.
Gang.
Yeah,
Kang.
yeah, good. Yeah, kang means witch. Good. Yes. Good, Aldo. Very good. Yeah, they feel bliss. What do you say? What's bliss? Gozo?
Yeah, you can translate it as gozo, goce, ecstasis.
Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, bliss. If you don't get bliss from it, you shouldn't be doing it. In general, if it doesn't make you happy, not in like a selfish way, But if you're going to feel bad about doing it, don't do it. It doesn't mean like it's always going to be so awesome or something. It's just going to be like, you know, there's a feeling in your heart like, no, that's too much. All right? Listen to that feeling. And later you can give away your flesh, which giving away your flesh is okay, but more important is you end up having to give away your life, meaning give up your old life of selfishness for your new life of helping others so you can actually get the thing that you want, which is happiness. Ding! Not that I do it or anything. I just heard that's what you do. Okay, that's it. Yay! Preguntas? No? You mean now I can just lay around and watch Netflix?
I have a question about a word.
Just as I was about to watch something. Yeah, what is it?
Does troa mean happiness, and then the O makes it into like the part of the sentence? Is troa a word, or is it troa o?
Troa is a word. O is a period.
Troa is a word, and it means joy or happiness.
Yeah, tro is a word, but troa is the full word.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sapatapat rata tra naro tro. It's not tro, it's tro. It's a retroflex, remember?
Throw.
Yeah. Parata tra naro tro.
Okay. It's a retroflex. Got it. Okay.
Remember that?
So that would be hard for Americans to pronounce without a tutorial.
Exactly. That's why we just say tro. There's no way to represent that in English. That's the transpronunciation is not meant to be an exact replica of the pronunciation because it's impossible to represent the exact pronunciation of a foreign language using the letters of that language as trained by someone in that language unless they give given training in the other language as well. Right?
Exactly. It's what I was thinking. Exactly.
I explained that to you in the first class I taught you in Tibetan. Okay.
Thanks, Word.
Watch, I'll even show you this in this gigantic dictionary, which I helped input. Because we have extra time. Sapata parata tra narotro wa. See, semtroa means the same as kaki, which means bliss, but here's the definition. Not that one. There's two. Second one. Here we go. Oh yeah, as a verb, it means to disperse or scatter or it's like it can mean like an array of light. So we have to look for the it means in colloquial it means to dry. I didn't know that.
I'm sorry, to what? To dry?
Or to bake.
Huh.
I didn't know that one. But here's the this is an intransitive verb. That's what that means. Gawa. Yeah, joy, celebrate, pleasure, willingness, diligence. Hobby is probably like pastime or something like that. But we should have it as no, I don't see it as a noun. So I guess it's a verb. Tro is a verb. Anyway. There it is. Not that you wanted that, but.
No, I appreciate it. I like looking at the dictionary.
Me too. I don't get to as much these days. Okay. Any other questions?
I'm trying to figure out For the guide for the to the Bodhisattva's way of life,
Yeah.
the reading we have is from the commentary,
Yep.
and then like the actual translation of the original text. I have a copy translated by Alan Wallace, but I don't know if that's a good translation or not. Is there like a it's-
I've
or-
heard Alan Wallace is an excellent translator, but I have not read that particular text by him. I don't think I've ever read any books by him, but Geshe Michael has not translated the guide.
okay, that's what I was wondering. It does seem a little, at least that dedication chapter had a lot more detail, I would say, and like kind of more decorative language. The translation in the ACI readings is much more than what's in the Alan Wallace text.
Oh yeah, Geshe did translate that. He translated parts of the guide,
Okay.
But not all of it. It's been proposed as part of the Mixed Nuts group as the second text of one of our translators. So pray that happens, because if it does, I'll get to sit there for like 7 years while they translate it and be like, Master Shantideva.
Seems like it'd be a cool one to do.
What?
Be really cool.
Yeah, absurd. I agree. Okay, that was a great question.
I remember why the 12.5, because the technical definition of essence body divides in two parts.
Oh, really?
Pure by changing, and the part that which was always pure. So we only have the one that was always pure, meaning the emptiness.
But if you use the essence body, no.
If you follow that technical definition, the essence body divides in two parts, and we only have one part of the essence body. So that will make a 12.5%.
The essence body that's pure and the part that's made pure?
No, the essence body, which is the part that got pure by changing, and the part which was always pure.
But the part that gets, unless I don't know what you're talking about, so I might not know. The part that got pure from always changing, isn't that your omniscience?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Maybe I don't know that teaching.
An example of the first one would be the fact that the Buddha got rid of the obstacles in his or her own heart. An example of the second one would be the fact that the Buddha's own heart is in fact empty.
Yeah, but if you got rid of the obstacles in your heart, if it was a shade drips, that's the thing that makes you omniscient, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's
following that definition,
there's 4 bodies.
Yeah, but that the essence body divides in two, so you only have one part of the essence body. Whatever.
I don't know. There's a few ways to divide the bodies. I've never heard them divided into 8. I've heard them divided into 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Yeah, this was taught, Geshe explained it in Thailand retreat. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Maybe something I don't know. I wasn't at that retreat.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we can look into that, or I can watch Netflix and Aldo can look it up. Okay. That feels good for tonight. Please do your homework and then study for the quiz. Wednesday, we will do the quiz together. And it will be a good time. Well, maybe not. Who wants to do The mandala. Leah, you wanna do it again?
Yeah, I'd love to. Sashi puki jushin metok drum. Rabling shi ningde genpadi. Songe shingdu mikte owargi. Drokun namdak shingla shuparsho. Idam guru ratna mandala kam niryatayami. Kewadi kewokun. Sinam yeshe tuk tukchen. Sinam yeshe lejungwe. Dampar kunyi duparsho.
Thank you. Okay, thanks everybody. I had fun, which is weird. I don't know how that happened. Nah, I tend to have fun. Even if I'm in a bad mood when I start class, I tend to be in a better one by the end, which is, I don't know, I get kind of mad that I'm in a better mood. Because I want to be mad. Doesn't make sense. Message Auntie Deva, please help me. Okay, I'll figure that out on my own time. See you all on Wednesday. Thank you so much for coming. Please practice and study.
Word.
Thanks, Word.
And
Thank
love
you.